All right, welcome back, traders. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend, Thanksgiving, spent time with family, you know, all that fun stuff. All right, so what's happening with the Bitcoin price right now? Well, lots to do with the S&P gapping down here, okay? Rejecting the 200-day moving average. Obviously, pretty close to that weekly 200-day too, right? So getting some follow through to the downside here on the S&P. Looks like we could test 39.88. That would not be out of the cards for the S&P here. Weekly Stokes kind of oscillating, close to topping out on the weekly oscillator. Not saying that that's the top, but you know, this could be an area where, you know, shorts come in and we see a pullback here, right? We're gonna look at Tether. Tether coming down to weekly support. My guess is we get a bounce off this support. We did not. We didn't make a higher high on the Tether dominance. Okay, so we could just be getting a back test. But to me, this actually looks like if we do break the hourly 200-day moving average, which we could do, if S&P really starts to break down and Tether really starts to bounce off this support. So I'm suspecting we do see some downside after getting this candle down here to backtest this weekly support for Tether. Okay, and we can see, you know, Tether kind of trending up here. We are maybe getting a cross down here on the weekly chart. So maybe we get this bounce off Tether here, off the support, make a lower high, and then continue down. Does that fill the narrative to see a $14,000 Bitcoin? Well, we're gonna see, right? We did put in a technical weekly bullish engulfing candle last week, right? This is engulfing last week's candle for sure. We did not really make a higher high than the previous week candle. It was kind of a nothing burger candle. We kind of just sat down here last week, right? Holiday week, and not really lots of trading happening. But I'm really looking for this test of the $14,000 region at some point. You know, whether that happens this week or next week, you know, this to me is an igniting candle here, and we had 2 resting bar candles. This could be a 4-bar play, all right? So if you guys understand what a 4-bar play is, then you guys will understand what I'm talking about here. So, you know, we talk about the 3-bar play a lot, but sometimes you get a 4-bar play, and that could be what we're working on here. I'm going to give you guys kind of a little bit of a picture to see that, okay? So you have, you know, credit to Trading Sim here. I'm just giving a picture, but basically you can see. So we had an igniting bar, a kind of resting bar candle, and last week, yes, we did have a bit of an engulfing of last week, but that you didn't really see much price action on Bitcoin, right? So it could be a 4-bar play to the downside. And the reason why I say that is because we have yet to make closures. We have yet to make closures back above this 21.3K level. Okay, now we're at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. Yes, we're at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, and you know, well, everyone's bullish, right? We could see that the weekly momentum is sort of weaning off here on the weekly time scale. Listen, guys, I want to be in a bull market just as much as you guys do, but the facts and the charts are still saying we could see, you know, maybe that $14,000 test, and you know, we did have this rising wedge breakdown here. That's what this was, this FTX dump, and you know, we're just consolidating here, and we're just it's not looking too promising just yet. Okay. We have a weekly candle that closed bullish than previous candle. Yes, we did. Are we going to see Tether break this weekly support? We can. But we're at the support, or really close to it right now, right? So I'd like to see a weekly candle close below 8.2, or really just kind of take out this weekly bullish engulfing candle, right? Tether is still in a major uptrend, right? I still think 14,000 is not out of the question, especially if the S&P is going to pull back here and retrace to the bottom maybe of this rising wedge here, and that could cause lots of selling, right? We could see this come all the way down to 3,800 region, 3,900 region. Maybe hold this level here, sure, and then maybe try to rally through. But this move down could take us to $14,000 Bitcoin, which is what I'm kind of talking about right now. None of this is confirmed yet. We could really get a bamboozle candle. It would be really funny to see Bitcoin trade back up to 19K, reject it, and then come to 14K. That's also a possibility. We could see that. I want to give both scenarios, but to me, this doesn't really look too good just yet, right? Yes, we did get a weekly engulfing candle from last week's candle, but we did not take out this bearish engulfing candle by any means. It is still in a downtrend, and we are still leaning towards the downside. Okay, I'm going to get a chart here of ETH to show you guys what's going on with that. ETH actually performing a bit better than Bitcoin. We all know that. Can I check the VIX? Sure, I can also check the VIX. We'll check it in a second after we check ETH chart here. ETH coming down to the lows. Pretty close to the lows anyway, getting a nice little bounce here the other day, and it kind of looks like it wants to also kind of roll over here on the daily chart, but we'll see how that goes, right? The 4 hour, you can see the momentum shifting to the downside here on ETH. Not looking too good, really. Rejecting this range here this 1250 range. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see if Tether support here holds up, or we really break down. We did note on the daily chart that we were in a downtrend on the daily. We got this rejection, a test of a confirmed lower high, and now we're at the support level, right? So this would be a region where, if Tether is at support, would be a region where maybe taking some short trades is what you'd want to be doing, right? At least for a scalp anyway, not for a swing trade, but for a scalp trade. Lots of these coins are obviously really wrecked already, right? But yeah, if Tether on the 3-day, you can see here on the 3-day chart, gets back above this 8.33% region, that could really cause a lot of selling, and we are going to see if this support really holds for Tether, or if Bitcoin really pushes through here and we push back up to test $19,000, because that can also happen, right? We could really see maybe a push up if stock market and traditional assets don't really sell off and we just sit up here. All right. Can you check the VIX? Yeah, we can check the VIX. What else do you guys want to look at tonight? DXY we can look at. DXY sitting on the daily 200-day moving average. Okay, this is another thing that could cause the stock market to sell off a bit. We could get a nice bounce here on the DXY, right back up to the 108 region, 107 region. Now look at the VIX. Sure, let's take a look at it. So the VIX is well, I'm not really too worried about the VIX. Coming back down to the range lows though, right? So volatility could pick back up here, and this is kind of what we're talking about with the S&P, pulling back right at the 200-day moving average there. VIX coming down maybe to this, the 1940, 1950 range. We'll take a look at XRP, sure. Doge and oil. Why do we want to look at Dogecoin so much? Because it pumped 10% today? Sure, we can look at Dogecoin. Coffee? Coffee futures? Sure. So XRP closing above the 200-week moving average. Right? That's a big closure there for XRP. Yeah, that's pretty good. Bullish engulfing candle, right? We could see some continuation on XRP. Some coins look good. You know, XRP is one of them. XRP actually is looking pretty good. All right. $41 break that. You can see a test of 45 cents. Doge, oil, coffee, Twitter. Okay. Doge putting in a nice weekly candle, right? Weekly bullish engulfing candle. Testing up to this top of this range here around, you know, roughly around 11 cents. Really wouldn't surprise me if we saw a bit of a pullback here after this, you know, big rip. Yeah, we're seeing that right now, actually. So yeah, we could see Doge trade back down in the 9.3 cent region, retest that before maybe making higher highs. Oil, sure. Oil getting wrecked. Oil now below the weekly 200-day. We could see oil test this neckline here, 74.25. It definitely looks like we're going to see some more downside for oil. The monthly also painting a bearish engulfing candle right now, so that's good. Oil coming down. Twitter. I'm not sure, but is Twitter still really being traded now because of Elon or whatever? I don't know. Anyways, Twitter broke out, right? Well, it's at the range highs right now. If you look left, we could see Twitter pull back here for sure, especially if the stock market's pulling back right now. So there's that. It looks like there's some 4-hour bearish divergence on Twitter. Like I said, we could see this back test or retest for like $50 region for Twitter. So maybe a good place to grab some puts towards the range highs on this break. So let's see, coffee futures. Coffee futures looks like we could see a move up here on the 4-hour daily chart. Also looking like it's pointing back up. We'll look at Pinterest. Yep, sure. Yeah, coffee looks good for a rip back up. So one could go long on coffee futures. We'll look at Pinterest. Pinterest on the 3-day looks okay. Stokes are still moving up. Daily chart. You know, like I said before, man, if the S&P and the markets are pulling back, there's no reason why Pinterest is going to just rally through. But, yeah, you know, up near range highs for Pinterest. You know, we've tested this, you know, once, twice, 3 times. We'll be looking at a 4th test. If Pinterest really breaks this $26 region, we could see higher prices for Pinterest. I don't really know what they're doing these days, but the charts look okay down here. The weekly looks okay. You know, back above the 200-week moving average for Pinterest, that's pretty big, right? Litecoin, sure. Let's take a look at Litecoin. I had Litecoin charted pretty well. I think we'll see $72 for Litecoin, though. Yep, you're in a down-sloping channel. You kind of, you know, you want to trade down-sloping channels to the short side until they break out of the channels, right? So we've been actually scalp trading Litecoin in the alert service back and forth here, right? If you guys have been following or if you guys are part of the service, you guys know. But yeah, Litecoin looks like we could see some more downside on it. The 4-hour kind of pointing down here, 48.75 on the RSI. Got some room on the wave trying to move down. The daily chart also showing us that it looks kind of topped out. Can see the bearish divergence there on the wave trend indicator and also on the RSI. We made a higher high on price, lower high on the RSI. We're looking at a move down for Litecoin here in the coming days. All right. Matic, sure. Matic rising wedge breakdown here, right? We were shorting this the other day. And yeah, looks like we're going to maybe test the 200-day moving average again, right around the 77-cent region for Matic. So not looking too hot here for Matic. We could see the 3-day also crossing down. And see what the weekly did. Weekly closure was a kind of, well, not the worst candle, but we back tested this area. We're going to see if we actually do get a movement back up. This looks like a back test, though, and a bounce off the 200-week moving average. So, yeah, we'll see about Matic. Obviously, it's a strong player in the market, but, again, we're in a down-sloping channel. And, you know, these, you don't want to trade to the long side until you actually break the channel, right? So, I would still have a short bias on Matic until the channel is broken, okay? CGC. Yep, we'll take a look at it. CGC looks okay, right? I mean, we are still below the weekly 200-day moving average. We had this break of this major trend line here. We can see that last week's candle was a bit of a rejection off the 200-week, but we're not painting lower lows. We're kind of holding this 350 support level. All right, so CGC looks okay. We're just kind of sandwiched right now. Look at Tesla. Sure. Tesla, head and shoulders pattern kind of playing out, right? We talked about this. Yep, bouncing right off this major horizontal line we had drawn here. Okay, we could see maybe this back test before maybe further downside. And that's what Tesla's looking like right now. Not looking too hot up for Tesla. Monthly has plenty of room to the downside for Tesla here. All right. Let's see. What was asked? Disney, sure. Disney monthly chart, like sitting on a major trend line here, bouncing off weekly supports, so that's good. Could see the 106 region here for Disney. Obviously, this is a major support level. We could see some strong buys coming down here like we did to push the price back up for Disney. Cello, yeah, this one I tried to short before. That didn't really work out very well. Don't trade this coin on KuCoin. The spreads are really wrong. So, yeah. But, yep, testing the hourly 200-day moving average and the daily 200-day moving average. So I would suspect testing or rejecting there. Yep, down in a downtrend. Probably a good short trade after it made such a massive move up here. I'm sure people are taking profits here on this coin. But yeah, I mean, maybe soon, if it does break above this dollar region, we could be looking at more upside for it. All right, that's all I got for those tokens. Well, let's look at Aave. Aave to me made what looks to be a weekly double bottom. Okay, so pretty strong candle there for Aave. All right, like I said, some assets look really good. Some don't look as good. Bitcoin, it just, I don't know, man. It just makes a lot of sense for us to see that 14K for Bitcoin, but we'll see. We may not get that. Right, like if you zoom out on Bitcoin, we're rejecting the 200-week moving average, which caused this big drop. And, yeah, I mean, there's not really much else here aside from that. So, like, we don't break above the 200-week moving average, then we see more downside until we do that. But yeah, we can go and try to test it again if we muster up the courage to do it. Right? Who's still selling down here? I don't know, but technicals are looking pretty pretty wrecked already, right? We're showing this weekly divergence too on Bitcoin down here on HA candles. Can I TA drip? Yeah, I guess so. Does that come with a drip tip? Oh man, all right. Let's see. Drip. How do I chart drip? Let's see. Well, so far I have no data on drip. Oh man, drip is $1.70. Holy shnikes! Yeah, I'll see you at negative $37. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But there's not really much TA to be had here, man. I mean, what do you really think this is gonna do? I mean, our next level down is 86 cents per drip. Are people buying drip, man? Doesn't look like it. Looks like people just sell drip every day for profits, right? Rivian, sure. Let's see. What do you want? What do you want me to look at here, man? This thing's pretty wrecked. Who requested that? Oh, IJ Money. Upstart? Sure. So Rivian, I mean, not much chart data here, but in a downtrend, in a bear flag. Not really too much happening here. You could argue that this may be a bottoming ascending triangle, but again, not enough chart data to really make that designation. Yeah, you're showing some daily bullish divergence. You're right at a daily support. I'm throwing short signals. I mean, I don't know, man. It doesn't look good. Below the daily through 3-day, 200-day moving average. I wouldn't be putting my money into this stock. Just saying. Upstart. Sure, we'll look at Upstart. Also pretty wrecked. Okay. Again, not much chart data on this one. What? We have data from 2020. Yeah, but we don't have any confirmation of that bottom, man. That's the thing. Here you go. Upstart on the daily is printing along. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I mean, you're way below the 200 moving average, so maybe at some point you go and test it. Could be some sort of wedge setup on this. We have some divergence on the daily chart. And yeah, this could test up to maybe $24. If you break that, we're looking at the top of the wedge, or really what's confluent with that is actually the daily 200. So if this does go on a run, it could see $51 in time. But aside from that, it's still, way in a downtrend here. Right, like pretty clear that this is a major trend line to break. And if it breaks it, yeah, absolutely could see some upside. Yep, no problem. Cross. Car. Let's take a look at it. Ooh, that looks like kind of rounding top stuff up here for car. Go to the weekly chart. Let's see. Yeah, weekly looks like kind of shitty. Right, you can see some weekly bearish divergence there. Stokes are kind of topped out on the weekly. We could see some downside maybe on this asset. Downsloping channel. You know how these channels go, guys. Like, yeah, this is a massive flag pattern, but we could see you know, this come down and consolidate before really a big move up. So we'll go to the total chart, sure. Yeah, total looking blah. We do have some weekly bullish divergence, right? We do have some. We did technically print a weekly bullish engulfing candle last week for Bitcoin. Remember what I said though. It could just be, and it sucks, but, and you can see the Stokes are still, you know, kind of pointing down here on the weekly chart. You know, the daily chart also kind of topped out on the daily. 2-day, well, the 2-day has some room to run. We could see like maybe a short-term move down. Yeah, we'll see though, man. This doesn't look, this looks like a V shape. This does look like a V shape, but we could maybe come down to test this level again before we rally. All right. Sure, we'll look at Urus. I don't know, where should I chart it, man? Can I chart it somewhere? I guess I could chart it here, right? Urus versus wrapped ETH. Is this right? Is this the right price for it? But this is versus ETH, isn't it? Yeah, a second. Oh yeah, so 24.67 is the right price. Wow, this thing wicked up to $100, huh? Wow, look at that volume candle spike. Somebody came in and just bought the order book up on one of these dexes. It's pretty funny. This does not have all the chart data for this coin, this thing. Let's see. Is it on TradingView? Okay, it's on KuCoin. Not a lot of data on KuCoin. Pancake swap. Oh man, I forget where I charted this originally. So yeah, I mean, on the weekly, you could see we had a break. We're above the weekly 200 moving average for Urus here. And wedge patterns usually break to the tops of the wedges, but obviously, you know, we could see, you know, a move to about 40 to $100 in this range before we get a reversal back down, is what I'm saying. Is what I'm seeing if this pattern plays out. And yeah, nice candle on the weekly, man. Bullish engulfing candle. Very nice. So yeah, like I said, some of these assets look really good. Aave putting in a double bottom. ETH actually doesn't look too good. Doesn't look as good as like Aave. Right, not a bullish engulfing candle, not a double bottom for ETH. Bitcoin bullish engulf last week, but didn't make a higher high, so kind of a nothing burger candle. Yeah, that's it, guys. And some of these assets look good. Some of them kind of sideways below their 200-day moving averages. Kind of a mixed bag on some of these assets right now. Tether, Tether's sitting at weekly support, so this is a pretty big area here. I want to show you guys something interesting. Let's just look at Tether, okay? And just if we look at Tether, we could maybe get a clue as to what's happening with Tether. right? So since 2019, and it looks like the top in May of 2022, which was actually the top in May, you can see that tethers have been being sold, right? And this looks to me like a head and shoulders type of pattern up here on the monthly chart, all right? And tethers are being sold for either dollars or what? Other crypto assets, right? So on the monthly chart, this looks pretty good if this is going to continue its movements down, right? We're printing short signals here on the weekly chart. That means if Tether goes down, that means they're pumping it into crypto assets and or taking cash out of the market, right? So that's interesting. USDC, kind of the same chart almost. Right, the monthly looks like it's about to roll over. So people are selling USDC for crypto assets right now. They're buying the dip. I want to show you guys something interesting on the Nupal chart. There was some interesting data that I was looking at. Was it May 2021 when Luna crashed and Tether dumped? That could be. I don't know what the confluence with that is, but it also was the top of the cycle in May of 2021. And we made a double top technically in November, right? All right, so yeah, we can look at mRNA. Sure. So this actually looks kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, the 2-week chart looks like we're maybe rounding out here. The weekly also maybe rounding out, but the weekly Stokes are kind of extended. We are above the weekly 200 moving average, which is good, but we're towards the top of a range, right? So remember, guys, we end up going towards the top of a range. This is not the place to really be buying the asset unless you're really long-term on it. So I wouldn't be looking for long trades here, even if it does break the range. Okay. Hopefully that's pretty clear. Yes, if we do break, $190, we could see really a straight move, almost a straight move back up, but probably touch, $226, $230 first before moon for this asset. So I'm thinking maybe we pull back and maybe make like an inverse head and shoulders pattern or something, or some sort of higher low bottom that we confirm that the low is in before moving higher. But overall, this chart does look good to me in terms of more upside eventually, but maybe not within the next couple of days. We could see maybe a pullback from the top of that range. All right. All right. What else you guys got? I think we should take a trade. What do you guys think? I'm looking at taking a band short here again. What do you guys think about that? Nice little bear flag, right? Shorts coming in here. Tether at support. What was the call? Adam looks interesting. Don't want an AVAX and Dot looks sad. Adam, yeah, let's take a look at Adam. I don't know, man. Adam, yeah, I mean, Adam put a not an engulfing weekly, but yeah, Adam looks like it could come back down to test, you know, $9 again, or at least test 970. Right, that looks like an M shape to me. Right, we have a top and a lower high, and kind of an M shape pattern, right? Maybe even test back down to $6. So yeah, I just opened a band short here, guys, just if you guys are wondering. I think band could come further down. The 4 hour kind of topped out here, and Stokes are still pointing down. Tether sitting like I said at a weekly support level, and we could see some more downside here. Right, we had a channel that was broken and consolidated here. We got a bearish engulfing candle, and now band is you know, deciding on which way it wants to break. Looks like it's going to probably break down. I think 181 take profit level is probably good. We can set a stop, easy set a stop up here at 190 if it does break back above this flag. Okay. So that's the trade, guys. Just gave a free one on stream for you guys. All right. Let's see if it plays out. I'll chill on stream here for about another 30 minutes, and we'll put some tunes on. Remember, this is a small time frame trade, so you know it could wick us out, and I'm fine with that. I just think, well, 4 hours pointing down, lots of stuff here looks like it's pointing down, so I think ultimately we see a move down. Could take some time though. And that daily candle, man, like, that was a nasty rejection candle. Yes, we didn't engulf like the previous day's candle, but I think, you know, this 187.50 range is a pretty big area for the daily chart. And we did break a breakdown here. So I think this is maybe a back test before a further move down. We have, like I said, we're towards the top of a range. Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Anything else you guys want to look at while we're in this trade? Yeah, hourly still pointing down. Wave trend still pointing down. 2 hour is still pointing down on the Stokes. 3 hour still pointing down. 4 hour obviously still pointing down. The only thing is the daily isn't pointing down, right? So this could be a quick trade. 8 hour is also pointing down, by the way, with a nasty doji reversal candle here. So yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, we're still in this downtrend, even though we made this nice run up. We're going to see this asset probably come down a bit, okay? So yeah, we have an entry right around this 186.1 area. So we'll see how this goes. Right at a daily resistance level, right? ICP. Sure, we can look at ICP. Looks better than band maybe down here. I don't know. I wouldn't touch this thing, man. But yeah, I mean, didn't quite engulf last week's candle though, right? So not really much chart data other than straight down, man. So yeah, have fun with this. Have fun trading that. No, thank you. And with the macro also dumping, right? Like the futures are down, right? Like I feel like we're gonna get some movements down in the market. That's what I think. Yeah, we could see, you know, 183 for band. Pretty quick if we start seeing some breakage. All right, we're going to get sandwiched now by this moving average here. And yeah, this was definitely a head and shoulders pattern. Right, like 5.43% move down. So even if it doesn't do the whole move, we're looking at, I would say at least to a $1.80, right? Or even to the OB here, which is the order book block, which is around 180. All right. We still have 8 people watching. All right, great. Glad you guys are enjoying the stream. Hopefully this trade works out for us, huh? Should be good. Looks like we're already starting to see some movements. Yeah, I mean, Tether showing 2-hour bullish divergence here. now. Like I said, I mean, you just have a nice stop that we set above that bearish engulfing candle around that 190 region. And that's it. If we don't get this trade, we don't get it. I mean, it is what it is, right? So we're just playing, trading the chart that we see. How'd the weekly close? The real question. Probably a weekly bullish engulfing. I had to guess. I don't know. It didn't engulf last week's. All right. So yeah, I mean, still we're like, still in a downtrend, right? Get some ones in the chat if we think we're going to get down to 181 on this one before we hit our stop at 190. Dump it, boys. Everyone should be in a nice profit right now. Come on, let's get some hype in the chat. Make sure you guys post it in Discord. Make sure you guys tell everybody about STP and what we do here on live streams. It's really weird that KuCoin is not updating the price. Shenanigans site. Still showing 1.862. Site sucks. How? How, KuCoin? How? Garbage site. Where is it getting price data from right now? The spread is so wrong, dude. Like, what? It's showing mark price and index price of 1.861, but I'm seeing perp at 1.853 and spot at 1.85. What is going on here? Anybody else seeing the same issues? I don't know, man. Trading banned on here sucks. This thing's dumping, but KuCoin's not saying that at all. It's showing me 1.863. Doesn't make any sense. Weird. Yeah, anybody else seeing the same shenanigans on KuCoin right now? Yeah, what's up with this right now, right? Like, we're definitely in a profit right now. Whatever. This thing's going to get demolished. It's not going to be able to keep up with this BS spread. Hold your shorts, boys. This thing is going down. We want to see this candle close red, not inverted hammer. Yeah, if this closes inverted hammer, it could actually go back up. So all right, so looks like we're getting this moved down now, guys. Here we go. But anyways, guys, make sure you guys set your stops. We're in a profit on this trade, so we'll catch you guys on the next one, all right? Thanks for joining the stream tonight.